Hello, it's Polish Paul VR. Welcome to the channel. We are here today to do some new game announcements. Here we start from Pixel Ripped 1978, which is awesome that it's happening. But also we've got new game from Polyarc, the developers of Moos and Moos Book 2. But we start from the Pixel Ripped 1978. We are on Digital Trends website. And what they saying is Atari is publishing its first virtual reality game and it's coming to PlayStation VR2. No, the first game was Roller Coaster Tycoon Joyride, and it was absolutely terrible, if you remember that one. But hey, this is maybe what they mean is a fully VR. Roller Coaster Tycoon Joyride was flat and VR, and like I said, it was quite bad game. But anyway, they say legendary game giant Atari is breaking into VR. This summer, the company, so its summer release, will publish Pixel Ripped 1978, the third entry in the standout VR Pixel Ripped series. It will launch on PC and PlayStation 5 and be compatible with both PlayStation VR2 and MetaQuest 2. Pixel Ripped is a standout VR series that pays homage to classic eras. As you know, we played Pixel Ripped 1999 and 1995. They generally tell coming-of-age stories built around the changing tech of the time, tying pivotal moments in games grows to its young main characters. Previous installments have explored 1989 and 1995, but the new one is going back even further to explore 1978, and that's fitting considering Atari will publish it. So very nice. This is a screenshot from the game. Nice to see that Atari publishing it rather than following a kid growing up with games. The story revolves around a woman named Bug, who's working at Atari during early days of the gaming industry. She's tasked with creating and testing some of the company's most iconic games, while players get to control classic games in virtual reality in sort of game within a game. Bug also has the power to jump the game worlds themselves and debug them. It's meta-narrative that celebrates Atari history throughout its classic games. Very nice, very nice. Digital Trends went hands-on with the game at this year's game GDC. In the slice I played, I sat in Bug's office playing a 2D side-scroller that drew inspirations from Atari classics like Pitfall. That's awesome. At certain points, I could wrap into the game world, which put me in a pixelated, almost Minecraft-like space where I could shoot dragons with an arm blaster and solve puzzles that would in turn fix bugs in the game. The final moments are what really get me excited. For a moment, I flash back to 1972 and sit in a living room playing Breakout on Atari's old video pinball console. Wow, a crucial recreation of its wheel controller. Wow, to play on the TV in front of me. At one point, someone walks into the room and stops in front of the TV to talk to me, forcing me to crane my body around them to see the screen. Just as I used to do as a kid when my parents would interrupt a gaming session. Those moments feel true to life, and the developers at Avor note that there are plenty more moments like that in full game. While Atari isn't developing the game itself, it's being by Avor doing it. The adventure makes some direct references to the company past. Player will get to explore Atari headquarters in Sunnyvale, California, and find reference to its catalog of classic games. Avor CEO Ricardo Justus notes that the partnership has allowed the series to better pay off its nostalgic promise by actually drawing on real gaming history rather than inventing its own version of it. We have always paid homage to our favorite games from the past in this series, but now Pixel Ripped 1978. Thanks to our partnership with Atari, we can actually reference the fantastic games and consoles from that area. That's pretty amazing. Justus, I don't know how to say it, says in a press release, I'm incredibly proud of what the team is creating and can't wait to have fans and newcomers of Series be able to play it. So pretty awesome. At GDC, the surprising story of how the collaboration came together was revealed. Okay, so that's the rest of the article, but yeah, pretty awesome. So before we talk about the new game from Polyarc, you know, the developers of Moos, maybe let's play a bit of this trailer here. Now, sadly, it's got copyrighted music, so I'm gonna have to turn the sound down. But anyway, this is, yes, the countdown. The game takes you back to the past, to the year 1978, as you can see on the screen. You got some photos. Yeah, photos that you hold in your hands exist. Look at that, this Atari is a 2400 here sitting. Wow, great recreation of the console. Okay, so that's from old advert, I think. Blowing the cartridges, of course, you have to do that. That's some footage, old footage from arcades and stuff. So that's your character, Dot, but you not play as a Dot this time in it. You play as a bug. But anyway, travel back in time. So this is a room, okay, wow. So it's happening within the room. You actually holding virtual controller to play the games. Player sync, okay, so you can jump into the games worlds as that press release been telling us. Journey across dimensions, okay, nice. Wow, those worlds are very nicely represented here. Okay, so that's it. Okay, that's the character, flat as in 1995. Let's say, repair Atari classics. So you have to like debug the games basically. Wow. Relive the Genesis. Awesome. With reality bending immersion, that will be very immersive. Okay, yeah, so Pixel Leap 1978 definitely got my interest a lot. The controller, of course. That is looking very good. Pixel Leap 1978. R4 and Atari publishing it. Awesome that they've got the partnership. So coming soon, so it is this summer. Nice one. So that's the first game. Now we're gonna transfer ourselves into my email box. Here we are because the developer Polyarc making a new game. The footage here, the little screenshots, looking cool. Look at that. Okay. So of course, as you can see, characters are from the Moos game, but this is a different type of game. So let's quickly have a look. Polyarc shares what's next for for what's next as studio opens playtest signups for competitive multiplayer game. Of course, I'm gonna link that in the description. Seattle today, the acclaimed studio behind the Moos franchise, today open playtesting signups for a new competitive multiplayer game currently in the development for VR. Doubling down on the VR market, Polyarc's next game gives new and existing competitive gamers something to look forward to in the VR space. So unlike Moos, this is an online title. Players can now sign up to participate in the closed playtest taking place the weekend of April 14-16th. We are happy to see that the audience for VR continues to grow, now continuing in its tens of millions of players with more user-friendly and accessible headsets being released every year, said Tom Armstrong, co-founder and CEO of Polyarc. As game development studio that aspires to create games for everyone, we want to find ways to reach more of audience within VR and even create space for new folks to join us there. With that in mind, the greater number of players gives us the opportunity to try ideas we have for our multiplayer gameplay that can offer more to competitive players. Following the studio's success in establishing a puzzle platforming genre truly designed for virtual reality with the Moos franchise, Moos Book 1 and 2, by the way, such a great games on PSVR 2, Polyarc is now diversifying its development portfolio to include a competitive multiplayer game. Their unannounced project is something that the team has been excited to develop since the studio inception in 2015. But first, the player base needed to grow large enough to support multiplayer games of this nature. It's apparent, observing the community of players out there and receiving some of our own feedback, that there are a lot of gamers in VR who are looking for want to play more competitive multiplayer games. See, I'm not one of those because, as you know here on this channel, I actually don't like multiplayer games. Maybe racing games, maybe player versus player, I take that. We are excited about this opportunity as VR offers interesting considerations for multiplayer games. The ability to read the other player's focus and intention as they move their head and hands are some of the elements that makes playing games in person so compelling. We are looking forward to sharing what we've been working on and fun we've been having playing it. So you can sign up to very interesting. So you can check it out. Yeah, let's have a look at those screenshots. Very nice character design, of course. Look, the masks like a reader in Moos. Nice. and of course some familiar looking characters here and here, looking good. So that's your game from Polyarc. There's no name and there is no platforms, but I can assume that it will be coming to PSVR 2. Okay, that's it for now. Big shout out to all the patrons. They're scrolling down there in the background. You are all awesome and I super appreciate your support. Stay tuned to the channel for all the latest PSVR 2 news and everything else. But for now, that's it. Bye.